I understand, guys. I get it. A lot of you are disappointed about the super Easter egg reward inside of Cold War Zombies. Listen, it's not the greatest reward that has ever existed inside of a zombies mode. It's a little lackluster, but I have to say I kind of enjoyed it. You know, I think it's actually pretty cool, and we're going to talk about why I actually think the implication of the super Easter egg and how it was put inside of the game and how it displayed, how I actually think this is a good sign for things moving forward. And like I've reiterated in a lot of my videos as of recently, the future for Call of Duty Zombies is bright, and this was just a taste of what is to come. So first things first, how you do the Easter egg in case you aren't aware that it exists or how to do it. You go on to Outbreak, you go into Zoo, you go into this area of the map that I'm going to show on screen. You interact with this like ritual stone, and you get a permanent purple tier upgrade, an epic tier upgrade for your gun every time you start a match, and you get a bunch of emblems and stuff. I was hoping for a little bit more, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. So that's how you do the Easter egg. That's what happened today. It is what it is. So how does this compare to some of the other Easter eggs that we've had in the past? Well, if we take a look at Treyarch's history, we haven't really seen too much when it comes to super Easter eggs. With Black Ops 1 and 2, I really don't think there was that much there. I know that some of the Easter eggs connected and allowed you to complete something inside of Moon, and in Black Ops 2, there was the super Easter egg regarding the Richthofen and the Maxis side and the eyes of the zombies. There were some slight rewards, but nothing permanent, nothing game changing. The first real Easter egg reward that we ever saw inside of a zombies game was Black Ops 3 with the RK5 and the 1,000,000 points of XP that you get after completing the final Easter egg that, you know, you completed. It doesn't have to necessarily be Revelations, it's just completing all 5 of them, and then you'll get a nice little reward plus that RK5 at the start of every match, which wasn't the best reward, but at the time we weren't really thinking about rewards like that really. So an RK5 was actually pretty cool. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a nice little nod towards the zombies community. Would we like more stuff? Of course, but that was really the spark that got the wheels turning, so to speak, and really made us focus on super Easter eggs. So after that, we had Infinite Warfare Zombies, which obviously is the best super Easter egg reward system that we have ever received. And if you're unfamiliar with that, how that worked is you had to complete all the quests, then you had to activate Director's Cut mode, complete the quests again, then you'd get a secret boss fight and all perks activated, a free 25,000 points and all weapons packed inside of the mystery wheel. It was really, really dope. And there were some other rewards for that super Easter egg as well, but those were the primary ones. And then we had World War II Zombies, which was clearly a low point for zombies history. But in that game, for the super Easter egg reward, you were able to bring in like an MP40 and a shotgun and like just different weapons for your loadout. And I think there was like a charm that you got and maybe a camo. It wasn't great, but it was still a little bit better than anything that Treyarch had brought to the table so far. But I think what really pissed people off was Black Ops 4, when there was absolutely nothing for that game. They clearly stopped development on that game early, or the funds ran out or whatever, or they just moved on. I'm not exactly sure. There's a lot of drama behind the scenes of that game. That being said, there was absolutely nothing for players to be rewarded with. There was a lot of crazy Easter eggs in that game, and we really had nothing to show for it. The games ended, so you didn't get a perkaholic after you just beat the Easter eggs normally. There wasn't a secret calling card for unlocking all of those Easter eggs or doing every Dark Ops challenge. There wasn't, well, I guess technically there was, but not like the way they did it with Cold War, with basically just the whole implementation of Black Ops 4's super Easter egg was very, very poor because there literally wasn't one. So now we're here in 2022, and the team at Treyarch decides to put in a super Easter egg. And yeah, it's not that great, but at least it's something. And they added some other cool updates inside of the game as well, like being able to have all Season 6 weapons in the mystery box, and the HVT is going to be the abomination inside of Outbreak. And so when it comes to rewards that I would have actually liked to see inside of this super Easter egg, I wish that we had the option to have Perkaholic at the start of every single match, and epic tier weapon to start out with every match inside of your loadout, which is basically like using double tap at the beginning of a game. I also wish that the Cerberus and the Crystal Axe were added into Outbreak, and that the player started with more points. So similar to the Lee Ross IW Easter egg, but just a little bit less than. And I get that there's like nothing to work for at that point, but that's the whole point of the super Easter egg. Just let me do whatever I want. I've beaten everything so many times. If I want to be super OP, let me be super OP. So that's what I was hoping for, but that's not what we got. But I'm not ungrateful. It is what it is. And here's why I think it's actually a good sign of things to come. I know this is going to sound weird, guys, but I really do think that the fact that this super Easter egg exists and how they presented it is really, really promising. So here's my theory, I guess you could say. I genuinely believe that after the raging amount of support that we have given Treyarch for Cold War Zombies and how the community has been so receptive of it, that they are going to put a lot more foresight or forethought, I guess, whatever term you want to use, into creating Zombies 2024. I genuinely believe that at the beginning of development or whatever's happening now, they're going to build their game with a super Easter egg in mind, so that after we finish all 4 DLC maps, we get a bonus situation, whether it's rewards with weapons and blueprints and perks, or it's a new area or a secret map or a secret boss fight, kind of like with Mephistopheles. Whatever it is, I think they're going to utilize the super Easter egg as bonus DLC, as bonus content from the get-go. Now, here's where your tinfoil hats need to come out. The way that this Easter egg was presented matters more to me than the Easter egg and the rewards itself. The fact that it had these lasers and this like Stonehenge alien type vibe to it, and they allowed us to create this like pact, and we went into a third person mode and there was like lasers shooting at us. It felt, and I know some people are going to get triggered by this, it felt like Destiny 2. And I know that we're not playing Destiny, but it reminded me of that magical, fantastical aesthetic that Treyarch really honed in on with Black Ops 3 and 4. And we got a taste of that inside of Forsaken, and I'm really, really hoping that that's the direction they move forward with the artistic design. So if you keep all of this stuff in mind, yeah, it was a simple reward. Yeah, it was a simple quest. It wasn't that hard. It wasn't that challenging. It wasn't that, eventful, but it shows what they can do in the future. And if they actually consider building a super Easter egg into the game from the get-go, and utilizing this magical, fantastical aesthetic, they can make something super, super epic. And I think this is just a taste of what Treyarch has to offer. And if Cold War showed Activision and now Microsoft anything, it's that money needs to be poured into Zombies because they are on a winning streak. Not with Vanguard. Vanguard needs to be flushed down the toilet. But with Cold War, there is a lot here that is promising. So I know not all of you guys are happy about this, but I think you have to look at it from the perspective of the future of the mode, because right now Cold War's done. Like, they didn't have to do this. This wasn't necessary. This game is over. This life cycle it's not necessary for them to update shit. So the fact that they did, and it was as good as it was for just minimal work, well, I don't know how much work went into it, but a minimal reward, minimal effort. Imagine what it could be like on steroids to the next level. Permanent perks, permanent wonder weapon loadouts, permanent skins, I don't know, permanent pack-a-punched upgrades inside of the mystery box, or whatever we have in the future. Just put your thinking caps on, and the devs have already been there. So keep thinking, keep asking, keep pushing the devs, and try to get us what we want. It's not impossible. This is not out of reach, is what I'm trying to say. And if we look at Twitter today, which there is something that annoyed me, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to be a negative Nancy here towards the end. The future does look bright for Call of Duty Zombies. So Kevin Drew tweets earlier today after the Easter egg was found, "Hope everybody enjoyed the goodies from the not so secret Easter egg. It was a swan song and a big thank you from the team and to everybody who stayed with us throughout Cold War and completed all the quests." And he talks about, some bundles. Very heartwarming, very kind. And this just kind of shows that he wants to communicate with us. And I think that they're going to continue the swan song through Call of Duty 2024, especially when it comes to zombies. But now where things get a little interesting is a tweet from Lee Ross came out shortly after the Easter egg was found. And I'm not going to lie, this kind of ticked me off, and I'll explain why, because it's not like he's incorrect about his statement, but it's like the way he said it really rubbed me the wrong way. So Lee Ross posts, "Like I've said before, Infinite Warfare Zombies is the best super Easter egg the franchise has ever seen. It took a ton of hard work and was risky, but we were committed. When you have a highly passionate and talented team working together, very special things happen." So listen, I think he's absolutely correct. The Infinite Warfare Zombies is the best super Easter egg the franchise has ever seen. But when you start to say things about risk and highly passionate and talented people working together, very special things happen, Treyarch has outdone you on every metric of Zombies except for this one thing. And I'm not sure why. Maybe they don't have time. Maybe they run out of money. But things like Mob of the Dead, Blood of the Dead, Der Eisendrache, Revelations, Shadows of Evil, Zetsubo no Shima, 9, Tag der Toten, Ancient Evil, like all of these epic zombies experiences that we have had over the years, the Gobblegum system, the Elixir system, just all of these amazing maps, and not even to mention all of the great stuff that we got in Cold War. Yeah, it took a while to get there, but all of these amazing maps, all of these amazing ideas that Treyarch has put out that have changed people's lives. Not to mention, people have literally bawled their eyes out watching the Richthofen death scene in Blood of the Dead, and all that IW Zombies really had to offer was this amazing super Easter egg. And I will say that Infinite Warfare Zombies had some of the best boss fights I think we'll ever see. They really put an emphasis on that, and I personally love boss fights, which is why I loved that mode so much. But I just felt like this was such a dig at something nice that Treyarch did for us that they didn't really have to do. And of course, Kevin Drew comes in, the sweetheart that he is, and he says, "You and your team set a very high bar, Lee, hoping to raise it in the next game regarding Easter eggs." This is what I'm talking about, guys. Kevin Drew and the team at Treyarch are really going to be forward thinking with this next Call of Duty Zombies iteration. I guarantee it. The future is bright for Call of Duty Zombies. Yes, this reward wasn't that great. Yes, it was a little lackluster. Yes, the hunt was kind of strange. Yes, it wasn't as good as IW Zombies, even though that Lee Ross tweet was a little bit arrogant. But this is what I like to see. The devs speaking their minds, being honest, and that is really going to put Treyarch in good favor with the fans. And if you haven't seen it already, I made a video a few weeks ago talking about Treyarch's secret weapon, and that was talking to the community, being vulnerable, being open, and they are doing it, and it is really working in their favor. I will take a lackluster Easter egg, super Easter egg reward, whatever the hell you want to call it, to have Kevin Drew talk to us on Twitter, to have a communication team focus on the actual community and what we want and what we want to see. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's a huge part of gaming, is like working with the devs as a community, figuring out how to make a live service game special. Because when they start to shut down and they start to stop that communication and they start to lose favor with the fans, we start to get pissed, and then they don't want to do nice things like create a Zombies Chronicles 2 or create a super Easter egg in Cold War. Like, they won't want to do that stuff anymore because there's just nothing but resentment. So I really hope that if we learn anything from today, it's that the future is bright for zombies. Think about the next steps. Think about what could be, and I guarantee you that that's what's going to happen inside of Call of Duty Zombies 2024. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I am so sorry I've been away. Work has been absolutely insane lately, and I am going to try better to balance work and YouTube. I'm just not very good at managing my schedule. I am new at this. I apologize. But hey, if you like this video, please consider hitting that like button. If you loved it, hit that sub button. And if you didn't, well, you know what that other button does as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out, everybody. Have a good day.